I never thought I'd see the reaction on the church approving Medjugorje that we saw yesterday. I didn't think it was going to create this media storm, and it really has created a storm. I just saw a Raymond Arroyo interview with Father Murray, I think, on EWTN, and it really did shock me in the sense, as if they're calling the seers false seers. And I need to dial people back in here a little bit. Okay, there's confusion in Rome, Could it be managed better? Yes, it could. Medjugorje was fine the way it was, with lots of pilgrimages, people going. This document, for us that love Medjugorje, we're going to take it for what it is. But for those that don't love Medjugorje, I don't think it's doing any good to convince people. But remember, Medjugorje, it's not just the seers. As I said, there is this Irish Protestant, former Protestant, Heather Parsons. She's still alive, but she's very elderly at the moment. Heather Parsons was a Protestant journalist who went to Medjugorje, who saw herself, who experienced there herself. She wrote a book. You can actually look it up. And, you also have the experiences of Father Leon Pereira, and you have other people that have, had strong conversions and miracles there. And so, okay, you have the seers that we see, but you also have a number of other people that have had, similar experiences in Medjugorje. Are we going to now label, oh no, they're all crackpots? Heather Parsons, crackpot, false seer. Father Leon, false seer. Are we going to lay them all false? And for the people that are Medjugorje detractors, you have to look at, for example, Our Lady of Quebejo. Our Lady Quebejo came to warn them. Why? Well, she was warning them, and look, 10 years afterwards, what they were doing, what was happening in Rwanda. Our Lady came to Medjugorje 10 years before the war. Mere, peace, peace, peace. What was she trying to do? I really do think people should take the time and investigate what is going on in Medjugorje. And I hope we get more Dominicans over there, because, Father Leon is doing a great work of kind of methodically breaking it down for us, understanding it. I put up on my channel, back in the day, there was this big debate in the church, but if Mary was miraculously conceived without original sin. A big debate between Franciscans and Dominicans, right? And it was down theological, the Dominicans didn't back the Immaculate Conception at the time, and the Franciscans did. And you have an ecstasy by St. Catherine of Siena in which Our Lady tells her she is not the Immaculate Conception. Do you get me? Now, St. Catherine of Siena is a saint. Was it a false apparition? What was happening? Was it a false ecstasy? And yet, as Father Leon says in his video, we have to understand how do they receive what is being given, And this is very much done in the way we receive it, in our capacity to receive it. And as St. Catherine of Siena was influenced by Dominican theology at that time, during a debate at that time, that's what she said. Now, that's something that you find in the theology books. Father Roschini talks about it. I'd ask people to kind of take a step back here and really take the time to study and look at Medjugorje. Really go through it, take the time and study it. Our Lady is doing something in Medjugorje that's simply incredible. And she started this 10 years before a war. What did our Lord want Catholics killing Muslims, Muslims killing Orthodox? Is that what, they didn't. She came as the Queen of Peace. We look at Lebanon today, the tit for tat, Hamas does one thing or Hezbollah does one thing, Israel does another. They set off explosives discriminately all over Lebanon. Kids in their parents' arms being blown up, maimed. We see this indiscriminate violence. One side is as bad as the other now. Which is a horrific time to see what's happening, and an escalation of violence. And our Lord and our Blessed Mother is asking for peace. She's been asking it in Medjugorje for a long time. And I really, really ask Catholics, especially the likes of Raymond Arroyo and Father Murray and these, that, are to actually study Medjugorje. I really ask people to study Medjugorje, because it's not just the seers. It's not just the seers, to study the whole thing that's happening there. The likes of Heather Parsons. Dig out Heather Parsons' book on Medjugorje. She was a former Irish Protestant. She had a conversion. Her family had a conversion. Her children practiced the Catholic faith. Her grandchildren practiced the Catholic faith. And are lifelong, deep love the Catholic faith. You have 3 generations now. So when people say, oh, what are the fruits? Oh, it's sentimental. It's a few months, it's a few years. No, it's intergenerational. It's intergenerational conversion and practice of the faith. So, study Medjugorje. I really hope Father Leon I can get a few more Dominicans out there to actually, give us this, maybe an encyclopedia or something like this on what is going on in Medjugorje, so the church can actually see, because we need these people that are able to teach us, inform us. He's seen what's going on there, and to understand, well, how is this needed for the church? But I do encourage people to go to Medjugorje, but pray for the church.